Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Aspinall. And joining me through Discord, it is the man, the myth, legend. It is the tank top god, Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
Chris, what up, everybody listening? Man, what a week.
Oh, yeah.
What a week in the manga world.
Yeah, big week this week. Also joining us, it is my producer, my brother. It is Edgelord Big News Brian.
What's up, nerds?
Hey. Oh, yeah. Like Josh said, pretty big week in manga and in the show. Got a new audio set up. Very excited about it. Give us feedback. Tell me how that sounds. I'm experimenting a little with editing and whatnot, so it may or may not sound good, but let me know in the comments if you dig this updated setup. But we also got Chainsaw Man back this week. We got My Hero back this week. We got almost the whole crew back. We're missing Black Clover and One Piece still, but that's to come next week. Well, One Piece at least. So in any case, excited for this show. Let's get into plugs. You could find me at the Chris Aspinall on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JD Cole _37. That's on Instagram, and at NYChillin with the EN, not a ING. And that's on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Brian?
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you ever want to catch me when I stream on Twitch, find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Oh, yeah. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on Twitter especially because we actually did the really good chapter of the week poll this week. And we do it every week, as long as it's not just 2 chapters or whatever. Good competition. Chainsaw Man's back on the really good chapter of the week poll for the first time since it left, and surprising results there. So cast your votes. The poll goes up like about a couple hours after the chapters come out on the official Viz release website, so usually Sunday afternoons. Check us out on that. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. We have questions. We might not get to them this week, but we see them, and we'll get to them next week probably. You can email us your questions though, wherever you, either here or on the video where you're watching it. Give us a comment your questions is what I'm saying. And while you're at it, why don't you give us a subscribe to us, give us a like, give us a share, all the things that YouTubers tell you to do to get them bumping.
Do it.
And with that being said, I think that's it for plugs. Spoiler alerts ahead. Oh, also, audio podcast usually comes out first. So check us out there. iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on there. So if you want first access to the show, that's the way to do it. All right. Let's do it. My Hero Academia. Woo-hoo. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 359, Place of Learning. We open up with cool color pages celebrating the 8th anniversary of My Hero. Congratulations to Horikoshi there. I have a soundboard on my new interface. It's pretty rad. But yeah, let's get into it. Last we left off, we cut back to the battle inside the big flying battlefield dome that Yue has constructed for the final battle. We are inside of it really, and we're watching all the support corps students and otherwise, and the business students as well, just doing backup work, really just keeping this whole ship afloat for the most part. I think the business kids in particular are just filming the whole thing because they're, business oriented, they're doing this just because like people need to know how we all achieved victory today, pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. But anyway, that's happening, and we cut to where we left off last chapter with Bakugo storming Shigaraki directly, and them clashing with their big special moves there. And we have this cool 2-page spread, big gigantic explosion it's pretty huge. Even the automatopoeia is like pretty cool and see through, and you see the whole explosion through it. It shakes the entire final battlefield thing, and everybody's like, "Whoa, that shit was crazy! That must be Bakugo." And they're like, "Hey, he gotta relax. That our power station's top better not be busted, dude."
Yeah.
But yeah, we are. Everybody's like talking about it, is like, it's cool. Bakugo's got this. You know, he's like, that may have been, it may have felt a little crazy, but you know, he's not as reckless as he seems. So, you know, implying, I guess, that like Bakugo wouldn't do anything to just destroy the whole facility that they're flying on. Yeah, cut to Bakugo just getting the absolute like shit slapped out of him. It seems like, to the point where his eyes are like going in separate directions. It's actually kind of like gruesome how hard he got hit.
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah, Shigaraki's like, you condense your blast to curtail the widespread damage while at the same time boosting the sheer force. Fantastic. That's why this has got to go. And we got a big panel of Shigaraki crushing Bakugo's arm. I guess that's the end of that. He just got like messed up pretty badly. And Shigaraki.
Well, you know, his arm got messed up. His right arm.
Well, he also, look at his face.
Yeah, and he smacked the taste out of his mouth too. I peeped.
Yeah, it's not great.
He hit him pretty hard.
Yeah, it's not good. And he he mentions that his growth and progress does not interest him. Man, pretty brutal.
Oh shit! Yeah, ruthless, disrespectful.
Yeah, I gave it the wrong shit. It's this one.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
But anyway, all the other heroes.
That's your character, bro. Like,
why'd you hurt him so bad?
Yeah. All right, Miracle. Shit. Some people do. Some people can.
The other adult heroes finally. The other adult heroes jump in and try to take on Shigaraki close combats. But yeah, Shigaraki knocks them away as well with his weird all-for-one growths. Bakugo is just in shock because like he's not even close to the major leagues at this point, even after giving it his pretty much his best shot. And he's and then Shigaraki walks up to him and he's like, "Your thoughts, your feelings, what you strive for? No. The only thing about you that catches my interest is how you're closer to Izuku Midoriya than anyone." I guess.
Significance.
Significant. So yeah, Aizawa shouts out to Mandalay about where Midoriya is. There doesn't seem to be any update. She can't get past like the electromagnetic waves, to like track Midoriya at this point. Aizawa's just watching Bakugo go down, and he shouts out to Mirko and Edgelord and Genis to go protect Bakugo, because once he graduates from UA, he's aiming to be number one. I guess, yeah. He is aiming for that. We then cut over to Sun Eater, kind of like getting up from the rubble of the battlefield. Hado Nejire is already up, and he goes like, "Hado, I really wanted a proper graduation ceremony." And you hear a speech bubble from the distance saying that, "Hey, once the battle's over, we could get the principal to throw us a really cool one." They all come together. It's like, do we even stand a chance here? It's like, well, we can hold them off until Midoriya gets here. And it's revealed that fucking Lemillion is here himself. And we get a cool splash page of the big three seniors of UA coming together and vowing to hold off Shigaraki with their triple threat power. And that is where the chapter ends. So... yeah, let's get into thoughts. Josh, what did you think about this week's chapter?
Okay, so I wanna. Hmm. I didn't not like this chapter. I talked for everyone listening. I talked a lot of crap right before we started the podcast, but I was like, I was kind of playing around, like just because I wanted to see like I was trying to I guess get them to like see how they was gonna feel about this chapter because honestly I didn't really know how to feel about this chapter too much. So I'm gonna like kind of I want to go back through the few pages and just like give a few of my thoughts as I went along. But you know, I don't mind seeing extra characters in this series that I haven't seen before. You know, like I get that they're introducing like this class and their role. I'm just gonna say that, man, like, wouldn't it be nice if if it was some of the characters we actually cared about? But I'm not gonna nitpick over that too much. You know, they had a point to prove, which was that someone needs to document this. And you know, he only dedicated 2 pages to it, so I can't be too salty. But that's right. Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about the business course, right? That little scene.
Yeah, the business course. Yeah, it's just whatever. I'm not gonna gripe over it. It wasn't interesting to me in the slightest. But anyway, I really thought Bakugo was gonna do something to this guy. I did. You know, I guess shame on me, right? Shame on me. This is Shigaraki X All for One, you know, so he's just the best until Midoriya comes up. That's just the fact of the situation. But I was kind of upset when I read this earlier and seeing that Bakugo was stopped and did minimal damage to your boy. But I'll tell you this: as I read the chapter on the second run, and even as we started reading it, as I started reading again, as you was like going over it, Chris, I just realized, like, man, he ain't gonna do Bakugo dirty like that. Like, he's gonna have another moment. Probably, you know, he's gonna do something hurt. You know, that's a theme with the heroes, like coming back. You know, going through grit and sacrifice to defeat the villains. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has another moment to shine. But Shigaraki talks to him so greasy, and it doesn't really make me respect him as a villain more. It's really just annoying. Like, holy shit, man! Like, who's talking right now? What is Shigaraki a representation of? Is he just a pure ball of negativity? Is that what's going on? I guess I'm asking right now. Like,
I would
in your
say,
opinion.
I mean, I think he's just talking shit because he's a villain, and that's a little bit of All for One, also because you know he likes to get into people's heads. It's not about what he represents in that moment. It's more like kind of a strategy I feel that All for One implements is just he tries to like crawl under people's skin in an emotional way, like really like hit at what irritates them or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily like a broader representation thing.
Yeah, this is pretty much all. This is definitely All for One's influence, for sure. Because Shigaraki, he talks shit during fights, but not like this. You know, like his shit talk wasn't this deep or personal. It's always All for One who like tries to find out how you tick and kind of push the right buttons to get an advantage in a fight. That's what he did with Endeavor, and that's what he's doing here with these guys.
I argue he got real personal with Endeavor, but
yeah, no, he did.
You know, but
yeah, because
I think he's gotten personal with a lot of. I think it's the same thing, honestly.
Yeah, he did the same thing with All Might too.
That kind of brings me to another point that's not really like specific to this chapter, but you know, irrelevant. That is this Shigaraki or All for One, man? And I don't know, when he talks like this and he's moving the way he does, it just screams All for One, which isn't. It's like, okay, so there's 2 of them, all right?
Yeah, I mean, I think like All for One is a dominant personality right now, and like Shigaraki still exists within. You know, like they're basically like fighting for supremacy over the body at the moment, I guess. But All for One is very much like on top at this moment, or like facets of his personality, because All for One also exists in his own body still. So It's just like pieces of him, I guess.
Well, I wanted to shout out these next couple pages with Eraserhead, like, desperately calling out to the other heroes to protect Bakugo and that he's aiming to be number one. I won't lie, guys, I rolled my eyes pretty hard when I first read that. I was on my break at work reading that, and I was like, oh my god, whatever. Like, your boy's limped out dead on the ground, basically. His whole world is destroyed. But I read it a second time and just was like, this is just build up. Bakugo's he's gonna do something. There's no way this is it. There's no fucking way. So anyway, I just like that. I like the Eraserhead going hard for his student and saying that he's going to be number one, even though everyone and their mother clearly knows Izuku Midoriya will be Jesus Christ after this conflict has been resolved by his hands alone.
To be fair, he does not say that Bakugo is going to be number one. He says that he's aiming to be number one. He didn't say Bakugo is going to be number one. He said he's going for it.
Nah, you're right. What such tenderness and kindness towards his student. That was a nice moment. And Horikoshi executed that very well. And I swear to God, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not.
No, I believe you.
But here's here. All right, so the big three show up, and I'm just not excited.
Whoa!
But I bet they're gonna do something lit. I'm hyped to see Lemillion. I'm kind of over Sun Eater and Nejiri, but I don't think I've ever seen all three of them fight together against someone. And this has the potential to be pretty lit. So. Okay. I just don't want to raise my expectations too high and be disappointed. I mean, this last shot was really cool. I had to look at Lemillion a little bit because I thought his knees was up by his chest at first, but I was like, oh no, that's his chest.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But I'm a little excited.
Okay, all right.
I'm a little hyped. Yeah, overall decent chapter.
Cool. Brian, what are your thoughts?
One last word. If Bakugo does not get any redemption, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to be disappointed.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
What can you do?
Throw my phone to a wall or something like that, or
I'm going to redraw the whole series.
Yeah, like redraw the last chapter and make him do something, and it'll be my headcanon, and I'll just give it to y'all, and that's what we'll reference as the actual final chapter.
All right. Well.
Okay. All right, Brian. So, you have any rebuttals or just thoughts in general?
I enjoyed this chapter. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite chapter, but I do enjoy. I enjoy the setup, because at the end of the day, these war arcs, they're always like this, like these war arcs are really great. But you can kind of tell what his formula is for these war arcs, and it's like a constant back and forth, right? It's always one side is always swinging really hard, and then the other side swings hard back. Like it's a back and forth almost every chapter. And fuck off, Josh. Put that shit down.
What did you write there?
He wrote whack and put it and brought it up. So annoying. But there's
always a lot of that in the arcs. I'm sorry.
This is essentially Shigaraki's swing back. And of course Bakugo isn't the type to just sit around on an injury, like he's
right, yeah.
Obviously he's gonna do something again. Like it's very clear he's not dead, he's not knocked out. And he's not injured enough to not do something. So Bakugo's going to do something. He has proven to always do some shit regardless. He threw his life on the line in the last war. So he's not going to not do that again. It's pretty clear. And
he got turned into a literal shish kebab.
Yeah, like he's not scared of shit anymore. And right now he may seem a little intimidated, but I do believe that he's going to get Shigaraki's attention at some point. Don't know how, don't know why, but he's not going to win, but he's going to do something. And I think Lemillion and the trio popping up here, it was so fucking sick. When I saw this page, I actually I smiled because Mirio, we forget how fucking sick this dude is. Like we actually forget how real this guy is. Like people forget when he was out there fighting fucking Overhaul and shit. He was he took on like 5 villains completely by himself, including the main villain of that arc. He was squaring up with all of them at the same time. And he was doing work. Like, we forget. This guy, we haven't seen him fight in so long, and he's not going to disappoint. He's not going to win this fight, I don't believe so, but he will do damage. Like, or at least inspire Bakugo to get back on his feet and to join the fight. Like, Lemillion is he's kind of All Might's spiritual successor when it comes to attitude and when it comes to like how he goes about things. All Might is a very like all on me kind of thing, right? And Mirio's like that. Deku doesn't even have something like that where it's like where he can handle all the weight of a situation. Mirio has shown time and time again that he's that dude, that he's gonna step up to the plate and take on responsibility for things. And that'll kind of, whether he wins or not, that's still going to be a driving force of motivation for all the heroes. So him showing up is a very big, good sign for morale when it comes to the heroes as well, on top of him being a threat with his actions. So I'm excited to see what he does. I hope that he doesn't just get fucking flattened in one chapter, but you know, I hope he gets at least 1 or 2 chapters of action before he goes down. That would be that's all I really want from him right now. Really excited to see him though. I'm really happy that he showed up here.
Yeah. All right. That's it, right, Brian?
I agree.
I just wonder why they use him so sparingly. Mirio, like, maybe because he's a fan favorite, but they haven't used him in so long.
He got shot, bro.
Yeah. He got shot with the NT thing.
Like,
He got shot with a medicine bullet, bro.
Yeah, but he couldn't do cool shit before that, you know, like without the powers.
No.
No. Sick
Ah.
if he like did some cool shit because he's still like physically kind of good at what he does. He fought Overhaul by himself without powers.
I guess he was more of like a meat shield in that battle. He was just like trying to not let.
He's getting beat up. He couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, I don't
want to throw dirt on.
I'm just glad we finally got him in an arc. You know.
Yeah.
Really excited to see him.
Yeah. I'm excited too. I guess I'll get into my thoughts. I think I lie somewhere where Josh was. At first, I didn't really know how I felt about this chapter. I mean, obviously, you know, like I guess like the initial shock of Bakugo getting dealt with so easily up top, kind of like went through me. I was like, well, I guess of course. I hope he's not getting Vegeta'd right now.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm sure it's not. I mean, you know, obviously, like when I had a second to think about it, it's like it ain't like Bakugo to just sit there after like taking a hit and just like crying anyway. So I imagine he's just gonna come back again and do some crazy shit. He's not done yet. He's too stubborn for that. And it would be a pretty like hard thing to fuck up if Horikoshi were to just let him sit there. You know what I mean? Like it feels a little off. So, you know, after that I was like, all right, this is cool. And you know, you do have to establish Shigaraki as still like big bad guy threat, even without All for One, you know, even in this like weakened state for the most part. He wouldn't be the final villain if he was this easy to beat. So, you know, you got to do that. The stuff at the end also got me excited. Again, haven't seen Mirio in forever, so it was good to see him, especially because like I in particular I really like his character design, and it's just good to have it around still.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I like the blank expression on his face.
Yeah, the Fallout guy. I don't know what the guy's name is, but yeah,
the Monopoly man looking motherfucker.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like when he was young, though. Young Monopoly Man.
Yeah. This is the prequel to the Monopoly Man story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool to see him, and I still enjoy Sun Eater too. So I'm looking forward to seeing him do stuff. I like their dynamic, where he's him and Lemillion. I'm more kind of hopeful that we get to see more out of Nejire, because out of the big three, like, she's done stuff, but it's always been like kind of defense or just like shooting a shockwave at someone. I would really like to see her contribute in a big way, because she's like the least developed of the big three. So I'm hoping, I'm a little bit hoping that like more of the emphasis is on her than anything. Just what?
I feel like out of the three, she is the more. I feel like she's the more supportive type of character, and out of the three,
Maybe.
like she kind of does cover fire. She supports the people on the front line. She's like a more offensive support hero. It would be nice to see more of her, but I don't feel like that would be part of the priority for her.
I'm not saying that she has to like contribute in a battle way. I'm saying like development as a character, and it would be nice to do something clutch. You could be a support character and still do something fucking cool.
I'll take a 2-page backstory.
Yeah, I'll take something small.
That's 1 page more than what he usually does.
I demand 1 page more than he usually does for Nejire.
Just 2. If he could give 2 to the business class, he can give 2 to.
He didn't give the business class a flashback, really. That's just happening at the same time.
I'm just saying he gave 2 pages to the business class, bro. Like, he could give 2 pages to anything else.
Yeah,
if he wants to.
Well, you know what I mean. I just would like a little more shine on her and stuff.
Who was excited about the business class? Leave a comment if you were.
You're not supposed to be excited about the business class, bro.
Well,
Brian wasn't either. Brian wasn't.
You're not supposed to. Why are you supposed to be excited for the business class, bro? Who gives a fuck? They're just there to like show that you're bringing all hands on deck. That's literally all they're saying with that. They're not supposed to be like, "Yo, fucking the business class, bro! Holy shit!"
Brian, I was perturbed. Okay. I was annoyed.
Why are you annoyed? It's literally just world building.
Too big.
What do you want? You want a backstory for the fucking business class, bro?
Josh,
you want a backstory for the fucking pompadour, dude?
Josh has left the building. He's outside of his apartment right now.
That's such a whack thing to get upset about. Oh, look, they have more characters. They have more characters contributing to this effort. Why don't we have a backstory on Pompadour?
You're going to have to put it a little closer to your camera, Josh. It doesn't focus that way.
I'm the whack one now?
That is whack. Why are you upset about the business class, bro? It's just to show that all of UA is contributing to this.
Because it took 2 pages, broski.
What do you want?
2 pages that
What do you want? Tell me what you want.
Tail Kid? Bro, the Tail Kid was... any of these niggas, bro. Anybody in the fucking class, come on.
You want Tail Dude to be doing damage to Shigaraki right now?
No, that's not what I mean. Like, why couldn't it have been the classmates talking to each other? You feel me? Reflecting on something that happened from the past. And been like, yeah, like, who would have known it would have led to us backing up Bakugo again? I don't know, bro. I'm not the author, my nigga, but business class. All right, I'm over it. I said what I said, man.
All the students are doing other things. Like, whatever 1B or 1A student that isn't at this battle is somewhere else doing another battle for a separate cause. These are the people that they could get on deck in UA to help with this battle. That's all they want. Whether it's the business class or the fucking janitor, bro. Everybody's doing something or is supposed to be contributing in some way. That's basically what this chapter is saying. That it's all of UA, the students included, versus Shigaraki in this battle. Like, that's
okay. You know what? I wasn't gonna go there, but I gotta be a little bit critical. So we want to talk about wasting a couple pages on nothingness, right? Let's go to when Shigaraki hit homie with this big ass blast, right? He wasted a full page to take no, all right, it was only one page. I guess it wasn't as egregious, but still, like he wasted a whole page just to justify the fact that his attack didn't destroy, like this huge attack didn't destroy this fortress that they're supposed to be keeping up. It's like it's just so unnecessary. Like we get it. Like what are they saying? They're all just like, oh, we're all okay. That was reckless, man. Like
no, that's
yeah,
to
it
show
was
that
fucking reckless.
that's to show what's going on underneath. You want people to not be forgotten, but then you also don't want people to show up? Like, what is this? These guys, it's showing what they're doing while this battle is going. You feel me? Like, they're
but
not
you
just
see, at least
like they're like the damage that happens on the battlefield affects the people within the fucking structure.
who gives
That's
a
what I'm
fuck?
trying to say. It's the added stakes,
You
you
care?
know? It's added stakes. Yes, that's good.
All right.
If there was a battlefield
argument's
that
going
literally
nowhere.
had no
It
fucking
wasn't
consequence to it being
added stakes.
destroyed,
They all explained the blast away and said, "Oh, we're good." Like, so I was like, come on, all right, it's fine. You didn't have to explain it to me. It's your, you know, these niggas got quirks. That's not real. Like, I take the fact that the fortress didn't get blown up because he knew what he was doing. I didn't need to listen, man. All right, now I'm nitpicking. This is why I didn't want to do it. But it's just
I didn't even
annoying me, man.
I didn't even get past my thoughts.
Oh shit, sorry, Chris.
Well, I mean, I didn't have many past that, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I was like kind of lukewarm on this chapter overall. Not necessarily I'm more leaning towards like this was an okay chapter, a good chapter, than underwhelming. But yeah, I thought this was like fine. I really like the ending for sure. It is just good to see these guys again. And we've never seen them fight together in the same room, so that'll be cool, I guess. Again, hoping for Nejire. Please don't fight again. I'm just hoping for a little bit more.
I'm hoping for some more too.
Just give me like 2 pages of cool Nejire shit, and then good, fine.
Brian is going to be fine either way.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Oh my god.
listen, I've said it before when I've been disappointed in My Hero. So far, I'm still like, I know how these war arcs go. That's the only thing. Like, I know how they go. It's always a constant back and forth. So whatever Shigaraki does here is going to be met by the heroes back. The tide is always going to be turning. That's it. I don't know how that's whack though. Like, because the last war arc was actually the best arc that we've seen in a while for My Hero. Just saying. And it had this formula.
Is that a hot take?
No,
I don't think so.
No, the war's cool.
The war
wish
arc
it
was
was a hot
fucking
take.
fire.
The war was cool. The initial war was cool.
No, I'm a hater. That's all right.
Well,
That's fine.
speaking of which,
We've already discussed this. We already know this.
speaking of which,
Yeah.
Josh, I guess we'd end our My Hero Academia segment with Josh's awakening. First of all, he wanted to apologize.
Like that. I didn't know.
He says that, well, first of all, he wants to apologize for not giving you all this stuff to begin with. It all came out so staggered that, he should have taken his time and done it in one shot. He also wanted to mention he swears that he's not giving Josh the short end of the stick because of his opinions on Nas. It's not because of Nas, so, we'll have to find we have to find the other billion things. We have to start checklisting all the billion things that.
Damn.
What could it be?
I talk shit about.
Yeah, it could be anything, really. We've done almost 200 episodes of this show. It could be literally anything that Josh has ever said.
Literally anything.
But Josh's awakening, for those of you who don't know, our buddy Sketchy Mike is a listener of ours. He sends us questions sometimes. He asked us what we think our quirks would be, and we asked him in return to let us know what he thinks ours would be. He gave me and Brian quirks as alongside awakenings, but he didn't give one to Josh. Josh, your awakening is unbridled hate. Josh's awakening will trigger when an opponent makes the mistake of getting under his skin and making him mad. Like the Hulk, they won't like him when he's mad. His awakening puts him under a 6-minute state of berserker rage.
Can I go off for 6 minutes?
Yeah, he's 6 minutes.
I was 6 minutes when I was reviewing.
That's a very specific time. I feel like he timed one of your rants and it was like, this is it.
Yo.
He will. Okay, so in this berserker rage, the Hulk Josh is damn near invulnerable. His previous stat boosts are significantly multiplied, especially his strength and stamina. We're talking throw you through several buildings at once level strength here.
Nice.
He will take damage, but he will fail to notice until after his berserker state is ended. Additionally, the angrier Josh is in the berserker state, the more determined he becomes to grind you into dust, essentially making everything worse for you than it already was.
Oh god, the timing on that.
Out of your life. Yo.
Well,
yeah.
Hey, if you want to send us cool shit like that, take after Sketchy Mike's example.
Oh my god.
And email us a comment because that was awesome.
I got barbecued, son.
That is
but
so
that was still
funny.
on that ability.
He cooked you alive, bro.
He did, but I mean, I'm basically the Hulk, and I don't have to turn green or nothing like
You're
that.
pretty good.
I just get mad tight.
Not for nothing. That's not a bad power to have.
Not a bad power. The Hulk is one of the strongest guys ever.
I agree.
Make the mistake of getting under his skin.
Yeah.
Just the way he phrased
Which
it.
is very easy. Which all you
You
have to
just
do,
gotta enjoy My Hero Academia. In it, My Hero
yeah,
Academia
all you have to do
chapter,
is
and
enjoy something that's well liked.
Dude, Horikoshi would be my nemesis.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I don't know, Thunderbolt Ross or something.
Yeah, he's your
the Hulk doesn't like.
he's your
the most.
abomination.
Yeah, he is an abomination. This fucking. My Academia.
Yeah. All right. Well,
My Ryan Academia.
yeah. Let us know what you guys think about this chapter. Is Josh bugging? Is Brian bugging? Do you agree with my calm and unbiased thoughts? Let me know.
Chris tries his best.
I do try my best. I feel like I talk the least in My Hero Academia coverage because you guys argue for a good 10 minutes of it. But you know, it's all in good fun. It's a good, healthy debate. But with that being said, that's it for My Hero Academia. Let's move onward. Chainsaw Man.
Oh, are we going to Chainsaw
it's
Man?
back!
Oh yeah, we're back, baby.
Oh, I'm surprised. I thought we was going to do Jujutsu Kaisen next.
We'll do it after
Okay.
this one.
I
But-
see it goes next on the list. You're right. You got it.
Yeah.
Actually, Undead Unluck does, but whatever.
Well, we'll figure out where it lands next week. I don't know.
Switch. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyway, this is Chainsaw Man. It's back, baby. Very excited. For those of you who don't know, we actually have covered a lot of Chainsaw Man when it was running initially. We have all those videos on our YouTube, so if you wanted to get a little bit of what we thought about the previous part, it's all up there somewhere. I have it in a playlist. I'll try to link it in one of the fancy video thingies. So, you know, check it out there. But we're back with Chainsaw Man. This is Chainsaw Man chapter 98, Bird and War. And it starts off in a very Chainsaw Man way. It's very, we open in a classroom where a teacher is doing like a little bit of a class pet project for the class. You know, how sometimes schools would be like, hey, take care of this thing for a while. And, you know, at the end, we'll do something with it or whatever. This time, it's a live chicken demon. It's a chicken devil, turns out. So from
Random.
yeah, for the people who are uninitiated, really, everything that people are even relatively afraid of are manifested in physical form as devils. There's devils for guns, there's devils for knives, there's devils for bombs, all that kind of stuff. And there's devils for chickens. So we open up with this. This teacher is just holding a chicken devil, and they're going to take care of it for 3 months, and it talks too. It makes egg puns as well. It says, "I'm excited to see you all."
Excited, yeah. Very good.
Very good. Very obnoxious and very weirdly gag-like, but that's also very Chainsaw Man. But yeah. So basically, they're like, "I just want you to see how precious life is," and at the end, 3 months from now, you guys are going to kill and eat Bucky, which is the name of the chicken devil that was given. And Bucky goes, "Buck, buck, buck, what the clock?" He's having a lot of fun with this. So yeah, it really, like, the kids really take to the chicken devil pretty well immediately. It's like, is it really safe to touch this devil? I mean, nobody's afraid of chicken. It must be a weak one. And yeah, it starts crying. It's like, "Oh no, I don't want to get eaten. If you eat me, I'll die." And it starts like crying, but the crying is like blood coming out of the severed neck. Gross.
Yeah, very morbid.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yeah, I would say it's morbid. It's very morbid.
I'm gonna do a quick Google search.
No, I think you got the word right. So this girl is like by the door, and she's like leaving basically because the fucking Bucky is sitting on her desk. And one of the students mentions that her parents were eaten by a devil. So reasonably, she hates all devils, no matter how weak they are. The class president comes up to kind of like, talk her into just like, calm her down. It's not going to be here forever. It'll only be here for 100 days. Yeah, we cut back to a couple of scenes of the kids kind of like, getting to know the chicken. The chicken starts to make the kids laugh, and, the kids start to really like the fucking chicken devil. So after then 3 months pass, it is now the day that they have to that a student with aspirations to become a devil hunter kills Bucky, and Bucky goes "Baka." So one of the students stands up, the class president that actually talked to the young lady who is our, like, I guess, protagonist for the chapter. I want to see her name because it's been I don't think they mentioned it at this point. I don't remember. She's new. So
the class president.
No, I know the class president is fine. The girl, the main girl that of this chapter, I guess, is what I'm looking for. But anyway, all the kids get up at once and declare that they will not eat Bucky. They understand that they eat living things, but Bucky isn't a chicken or a devil to them anymore. Bucky is their friend, and thus they can't bring themselves to kill and eat Bucky. And with the teacher saying, the teacher takes that to heart, is like, "Okay, Bucky is hereby pardoned and will continue to live as a member of the class." And everybody's like, "Yeah, Bucky, yeah!" Wholesome moment.
Sure.
Yeah, very, very sweet. The young lady is, her name is Asa. Asa's pissed. She's like, "I thought we were going to fucking kill this thing."
She's more perturbed by it than I was.
Mm-hmm.
Reading those 2 business class pages.
Yeah.
It says a lot.
So, yeah, she's just sitting to herself right now because she cannot believe that they're leaving this fucking chicken alive. And the class president, like, invites them to come play. Bucky goes, Asa Mitaka, come out of your shell and play soccer with us, And she's actually kind of shocked that the chicken devil remembers her name. And so, her heart warms up and she's like, "I see. I was just jealous of them," because I guess, like, they were friends and all that stuff. So she runs off with Bucky in her arms, running towards the class, and she trips. She falls on Bucky and fucking kills him.
Like that. Bucky, the chicken devil, is dead.
Yeah, and in a very particularly gross way. His guts are like spilling out. It's pretty brutal. I was actually kind of sad about it. But yeah, everybody crowds around and is like, oh shit. And all the students start looking at her like she's some kind of monster. Because, you know, she killed what was basically all their fun, adorable chicken friend. So, you know, she could just feel that everybody fucking hates her guts. They buried Bucky in the backyard. And she's just kind of like massively depressed. She can't get out of bed. And, you know, whenever she goes to school, she knows that they're just like staring at her because of what she did. And so she gets a knock on the door, and it's the class president and the teacher. And they were going to go take her to visit Bucky's grave so that, you know,
she could pay her condolences.
Yeah, Mitaka could get some closure for what happened. And then she just stops. And they're like, wait, what's wrong? And she's like, the crossing signal's red. So, you know, they're just like, well, nobody's here. Why are you stressed? And at that point, the president gets kind of like, the class president.
She says, hold on. She says that it's night. There aren't any cars around. It's no big deal. See, when I first read this chapter, I didn't realize that it was nighttime.
Oh, yeah.
And I should have realized something was weird there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
You got the teacher and the class president.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
This other classmate's house at the middle of the night.
Yeah, that is weird.
Cars out. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I guess like it really is hard to tell.
They really care about the chicken, you know?
Yeah, you know. Or...
Yeah, maybe...
Yeah, or, you know, something more insidious.
A little bit more sinister at play?
I would think so. Hey, what series are we reading? Of course. So this the class president starts like talking about how like she's always a goody two shoes, and
she's always times, bro.
She's pissed. And she's like, "Did you know that Mr. Tanaka apologized for Bucky's death on behalf of you to the whole class?"
Now time out. I was like, "Yeah, sure,
yeah,
like,
sure.
Come on." He did it for her. That's what you know.
You know, teachers.
He was looking out for her. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't strong enough to deal with that.
Yeah, no
so
big deal.
She did it for the class to not make things awkward for her. I could rationalize that.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Did you know that Mr. Tanaka was the one who told me to befriend you?" And then they're like, again, reasonable teacher thing, I guess.
Yeah, I made a face because her body. Something's going on there.
Yeah, something weird's going on. It's just like glorping around.
Yeah, she's kind of looking like Hunchback of Notre Dame a little bit. But
yeah. And then she's like, "Did you know that Mr. Tanaka likes you even though he's having sex with me?" Oh. Oh, dude.
Okay, it was the fact that she started clearly looking abnormal, but she was still saying regular stuff. So I'm like, okay, there's something going on with this girl, but like then it turns to a million.
Yeah.
Like, did you know the teacher's a fucking a pedophile?
Yeah.
And even though he's busting me down, he still wants you. I was just like, while she's turning into an intestine monster.
Yeah, it's turning.
That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man is back. Oh, it's not over yet, though, guys.
Oh yeah. So she turns into this giant intestine monster with multiple faces, and she reveals that she made a contract with the Justice Devil. Apparently this is the Justice Devil, and she made a contract with it to find out how to reach a happy ending, her happy ending with Mr. Tanaka, and the only way to do it,
games.
yeah, and the only way to do it is for her to die. So she just like attacks, and the teacher's just like, "Prez," and I'm like, "This is." Is that all you gotta say, bro? Prez?
Are you still trying to communicate
with
with this monster that you was fucking?
as if it were a child still.
Yeah.
Oh, like it's like I hate when she does this.
Yeah, right. It's so bad.
I hate when she turns into the Justice Devil and kills people.
Like I want to believe that the artist did it this way to show the casualty of it, and not that maybe he just didn't make his face as dramatic as it could have been.
Yeah. Prez, come on. Why you always gotta be that way, Prez?
Not this again.
You can't turn to the Justice Devil every time someone pisses you off. So yeah, there you go. And it turns out that she was responsible for Mitaka tripping and killing Bucky because she tripped her using, I guess, her abilities. And that's fucked up. It was her fault. So, she comes in and she actually manages to kill Mitaka. She just slashes the shit out of her. And the last thoughts before Mitaka dies is that, oh, I wasn't responsible for his death at all. Oh, the class president was jealous of me too. It must be like that for everyone. Everyone's jealous of somebody. And if she had only known, she could have had a better life. And she wishes that she had tried living life just a little more selfishly before she dies.
That's pretty deep, man. Also, very Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah. So her face guts are all over the floor. Whatever.
Yeah, her eyeball wires is like just her eyeball is like kind of slouched out, so they're just like.
Yeah.
They're like spaghetti and meatballs essentially.
Yeah. So I guess the move to the different magazine really allowed him to just be extra gruesome.
Yeah.
But her disembodied eyeball, I guess in its last moments, are looking up at the street light, and you just see these two white circles staring down at her, and we get a better view of it, which is this weird owl-looking thing looking down, and is basically just like, if you want to live, your body will be mine. Yeah, I guess it possesses Mitaka, and she rises from the dead. She then says Tanaka's spinal cord. And
wait. Do you notice how one of the heads peeps her? Only one of the heads look at her. Oh no, two of them.
Yeah, I see.
This one, the one on the left, and the one all the way on the right. That's kind of hiding behind the other face because she's like, "Whoa." I thought that was actually really funny.
Yeah. So yeah, she pulls this guy Tanaka, the teacher's head, off his body, and then turns his spinal cord into a sword. Pretty brutal.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah, and the Justice Devil lady is just like, "Who the hell are you?" And she's like, "Who am I? My name is the War Devil. Die for my warm-up kill." And
warm-up kill.
Yeesh. Justice Devil, of course, just tries to attack, but she slices it, samurai style. You don't really see it. It just like her arm flies off.
So gross too. It looks like a artery.
Yeah, it's real gross. And then she just grabs it and transforms it into a hand grenade, which is wild. She just like Justice Devil goes to counter, and she just slices this thing clean in half. Oh man, and the hand and the head of the sword, the Mr. Tanaka sword, lands on her head, and they kiss. Ugh. And then she, like, as War Devil is walking away, she just throws the hand grenade that she made out of the Justice Devil's hand. Big 2-page spread of cool guy, don't look at explosions type of thing. As heads and guts explode everywhere.
Gross.
Gross and pretty edge and badass. Not for nothing. So
at least she died happy.
Yeah.
The student.
Yeah, I guess so. If you could call it that. The War Devil passes by this poster of Chainsaw Man. There's a Chainsaw Man calling party happening soon. And she looks at it and says, "Just you wait, Chainsaw Man. I'll make you vomit nuclear weapons back up.
What?
Okay, a little bit of a refresher about what makes Chainsaw Man, in particular, a very special demon. The Chainsaw Devil seems to have the ability to eat things and phase them out of existence. So,
oh yeah,
if he eats a devil, whatever concept that devil represents disappears from the earth forever. It's been revealed that he's apparently eaten a Holocaust devil. So the Holocaust doesn't exist anymore in history, it turns out. For example.
Man, this show's great for Holocaust deniers.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, it didn't make the Holocaust not happen. It just eliminated the idea of Holocausts from the world permanently.
Oh.
Usually when devils die, they just go back in hell, and there's like a cycle of returning to Earth and then going back to hell and vice versa. If they die in hell, they come to Earth. So there's always just that thing happening. But the thing about Chainsaw Man is that if he eats you, you're gone. You don't revive in any other way. Unless you're Makima. But that's a story for another day. So, yeah, I guess the implication is that at some point, the Chainsaw Man has eaten the nuclear weapons devil. So, I guess this implies that he can also bring things back. He can choose to regurgitate these concepts, is the implication here. And I think that's what the War Devil is after, at the end of the day. So that's
the War Devil, yeah.
Yeah, that was chapter 98. 2 chapters we had, because we're doing this on a Tuesday, when Chainsaw Man usually comes out. It doesn't come out with the other shonen series that we usually cover. So we might be, I guess, a chapter behind every time we cover it, for the most part. But because we usually record on Mondays, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky. But anyway, we do have 2 chapters this week. This is chapter 99.
Yes,
this is chapter 99, 2 birds. And we open up with Mitaka. 2 birds, 1 stone. We open up with Mitaka getting up the next morning. She looks in the glass reflection of herself, and she remembers that she got face gutted, and she doesn't see any scars on there and on her face. And she's like, "Whoa, was it all a dream?" And you see the War Devil in her body going like, "It's no dream, girl." So she freaks out, and she says, "This is your reality. Hurry up and accept it." And the War Devil basically says, "Now eat and go to school, disobey and I'll kill you." And that's kind of the overall vibe of this chapter. There is a physical manifestation of the War Devil, but it is just in her head. Only she can see it. It's more like, just a physical way of having the War Devil being able to communicate with her and make it more visual that way. But there's a little bit of an explanation there. As she's going to school, they talk about that the War Devil left half of her brain intact, so they share a body essentially. The War Devil only kept her alive because she's unfamiliar with human society, so she needs a human half to kind of like avoid suspicion. And the reason that she wants Mitaka to go to school so badly is that it turns out Chainsaw Man goes to her school. So that's pretty cool. And the way that the War Devil knows this is that a devil killed by the Chainsaw Man was found clutching a button, and the button she found out was used for the school uniforms of this particular school. So Denji's here somewhere. That's cool. And so they arrive at the school, and Mitaka's like, on second thought, I don't want to fucking go in there. And she's like, I'll kill you if you don't go inside. He's like, I'd rather die. Everybody hates me because of this goddamn chicken situation. I don't want to go. That's when I think the squid guy, I don't know if you remember this guy, but he's like kind of like a side character of the Devil Association. I vaguely remember him. He has this big squid devil that he summons sometimes, octopus devil.
Oh, really? This guy with the black hair?
Yeah, I recognize him vaguely. I forget his name.
No way.
But he's like kind of one of these side devil hunters of the society. Yeah, I just don't remember his name. I'm just gonna call him Octopus Boy for the time being.
Okay, are you sure? Like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not denying it. I'm just saying like
yeah, no, I
that
know.
would be pretty
I'm
wild.
just pretty sure. I remember his eyes and the fact that he has like earrings. I could be entirely wrong, but for whatever reason, I recognize this character. So basically, the War Devil's like, ask him if he knows the Chainsaw Man, and
Immediately, like,
all right.
ask him now.
So, she's like, no, I don't want to. And then she just like, fine, I'll do it myself. And she takes over Mitaka's body and she says, hey boy, do you know about Chainsaw Man coming to the school? And it turns out the scars manifest when she takes over, Mitaka's body.
Pretty cool, actually, but very obvious.
Yeah.
Like, how do you manifest scars out of nowhere?
I guess I really don't know. I think like the implication is that the scars come on, but I don't know. Anyway, she's like, the guy's like, I heard there was a rumor that he was transferred here, but I don't know anything else. He may or may not be the guy that I recognize, but I'll look into my volumes later. I have them all here. So he basically says like Chainsaw Man might be in the Devil Hunter Club or something. And that's when the War Devil's like, hey boy, shall I make you my girlfriend, my boyfriend? And Mitaka's ghost is like, oh,
oh my god.
Oh my god. And he goes, nah, I'm good.
Nah, I'm good.
And then
you gotta put the pause for the ... Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, then he just walks away, says bye, and he leaves. And Mitsuko's like, why'd you ask him down? Why'd you ask him out? And he's like, I have the power to turn what's mine into weapons. If that boy fell for me,
makes sense.
Yeah, if that boy fell for him, that would make him mine. No, I could turn him into a weapon. I want to turn as many humans into weapons as I can to go to war with the Chainsaw Man.
Damn.
She is the War Devil. And it's really just hitting Mitaka at this moment, just like, fuck, I'm involved in some serious shit. So, that's not good. And as she's thinking about like going to a devil hunter or something, she's like, spill the beans about me and you're dead. You can't hide your thoughts from me. I am you. So, don't try anything funny. And she basically makes a deal. It's like, hey, if we beat Chainsaw Man, then I'll return you to your body. That's fair? And she's like, all right, I guess I have no choice really. So, deal. It's not like she has a deal. So she joins the Devil Hunter club, and they explain that they have to patrol the city for devils in groups of 3. I can't believe schools let them do this shit.
Hey,
what the hell?
Nice.
Yeah,
I wish I could do cool shit like this in high school.
I don't. Cool stuff, the Chainsaw Man devils are particularly crazy. I don't want anything to do with it. So, there's a team of 3 assembled, and it's Mitaka, the Squid Boy, from what I remember, and this new girl whose name I don't know. Is that the class president? Am I bugging?
No, that's not her. It looks like her though. I had to double take too. Like, what? Didn't she just get popped? Like,
yeah.
Am I missing something?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, but yeah, that's what
chapter got turned into some like beef chuck stew.
Yeah. And that's where the chapters of Chainsaw Man ends. Josh, what did you think about the return?
Man, I was so hyped. Bro. Like, and it was the usual brand that I'm used to as well. Like, all right, give me a second. Let me just return to the first chapter just for a moment. I'm not going to go through it like I did with my hero. But I like the character. I thought like, we're all expecting Chainsaw Man to have some type of twist or have this gruesome turn at some point. And the fact that I was still surprised and shocked in how it went down shows like, man, this guy's like, he still got it, man. Like, this is about to be a fun continuation of the series that I really enjoyed. There's certain characters I'm hoping returns, like the bomb lady, but I forgot her name. I love these characters, and then I don't remember their names.
Rize is her name, I think.
Rize. You're like an encyclopedia, Chris. That's crazy. So anyway.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know about that. I could be wrong about the Squid Boy. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really interested in the War Devil. It's a very basic premise. I can't wait till we see Denji. I wonder how he figures into the situation. I thought that Makima. All right, I thought that perhaps Denji was older than like high school at this point in the series, and that perhaps it was Makima that was in high school. So that's probably why he had like a pin. That was my first thought, and then I realized, oh, Denji's still just a teenager, right? Like he can go to high school.
Denji was still.
Did he want to go to school?
Yes, Denji was still technically a teenager at the time.
That's rough. He's been through a lot.
Oh yeah.
She don't want beef with Chainsaw Man. The War Devil thinks they want it, but you know they don't want it. I don't have anything else in particular to say. I want to hear your thoughts, I guess, bro. Like, I'm excited for it to return. I know it's gonna take some crazy turns. I really don't know what to expect, and I wonder when we're gonna actually see Denji.
Yeah, Brian, what did you think? I don't know if you're like an avid reader of Chainsaw Man. I know you do. You read it because we talked about it in its previous iteration, but what did you think, Brian? I don't know.
I'm definitely reading this this run around of Chainsaw Man. So I think this is a pretty interesting way to come back into the series, you know, like kind of building up the antagonist of the series of this arc or whatever. Just to kind of ease us into the show again, kind of remind everybody what we're dealing with. I'm really excited to see Denji. I don't know why like Chris said, I did not read this series, but I'm still excited to see what the main character is up to. Like I want to see this dude right now. I like this build up for the character, but again, I think Denji is like, it's not often that the main character is the best part of a manga, and Denji is the best part of this manga, like hands down. I'm really excited to see where he is and where he's at, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Love that guy.
Yeah. So like I said, this was a really fitting return. You know what I mean? It's funny. We don't see Denji in the first 2 chapters since like Chainsaw Man came back, and it's you would think that, you know, they would want to open with it, but they don't. It's really this self-contained story within War Devil and Mitaka and this fucking chicken devil and all that stuff. But it's also got this weird deep thing going for it. I don't know what, like, Fujimoto, the guy who writes this, is a very interesting mangaka because, like, in the interlude between Chainsaw Man's Part 1 and 2, he's been releasing these little, like, one-shots that are never meant to go to series. They're just, like, one-and-done stories. And they're all very good. You know, there's, like, a weird... It's hard to say this about a series called Chainsaw Man, but there's, like, a very deep philosophical element to all of these stuff, that all this like manga he's been putting out.
Yeah.
And this is no different. It's very weird. It's you know, it's very cloaked in this kind of silly veil. Like the chicken devil is a very good representation of what Chainsaw Man is. Is like it takes this very out there and strange premise and really turns it inward on itself. You know, there's like a weird tragedy with Mitaka, as we see with her ending up killing the chicken devil at the end of the day, at the height of her realizing its value, yeah, even though, you know, she's wanted it dead this whole time. But the second that she finds out, you know, all life is precious and, you know, maybe things can be good for me, she ends up killing it, and she's like even worse off than she started. It's kind of wild.
It's like she got me upset.
Well, yeah,
like she got under my.
Yeah, it's that thing at the end before she dies initially, is just the idea of if I'd only known these things, and I could have lived a better life if I had only appreciated the chicken devil while it was alive, and and during the 3 months, the 100 days that it was alive, and didn't wait to the last day to really like get to know it, then maybe I could have had a better life. I would have connected with all these people sooner. But yeah, very Chainsaw, and the War Devil being, has this chapter has like the encapsulation of what Chainsaw Man is. It's this weird, like, deep philosophy, and also gruesome and edgelord action. So I respect it, and I'm so glad it's back. Yeah, I can't wait to see what's next. I'm glad it's weekly too, to a degree. I thought it would come back being monthly, but I'm glad it's a weekly series, and I'm just glad it's back. If you haven't read Chainsaw Man, it is, until next week, under 100 chapters. So you could check it out pretty easy. All the volumes are out in English if you like to collect manga like I do. I have all 11 volumes of Chainsaw Man on my shelf. Or the Viz app puts free chapters out all the time. I imagine they put Chainsaw Man out recently again, so maybe you'll be able to read it for free. I don't know. Whatever you got to do to read it, read Chainsaw Man. It is one of the more unique Jump series that are out there, even though it's technically not Jump right now, but it is crazy unique, very badass in a lot of places. Or wait for the anime. The anime is supposedly dropping at some point. That's another good way to absorb it. Brian, you're muted. I didn't hear what you said.
And the anime looks fucking incredible.
Yeah, the anime does look cool.
For what we've seen, looks absolutely stunning. So
Chainsaw Man. I really enjoyed it, but that's all I got to say about it. Do you guys have any rebuttals? Anything else to say?
Nope.
Short and sweet.
Back.
Read Chainsaw Man. Watch Chainsaw Man. Fantastic series. Glad it's back. But let's get into it. Next chapter. Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, hold up. Timeout. Chainsaw Man was welcomed in with open arms. It is by far the really good chapter of the week in the audience poll.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified.
Let's go, Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I think it's the most voted on we've ever had. We had like 162 votes or something like that. It won 85% of the vote. So,
wow.
Yeah, pretty significant. So, if that's not more of a ringing endorsement for Chainsaw Man, please check it out for that. Everybody seems to be happy it's back, as are we. But now, with that being said, let's move on for real. Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 191. Oh, I gotta throw it off to Josh.
Oh yeah,
Josh is covering Jujutsu Kaisen.
I almost forgot to. All right,
go for it, Josh.
We're back. As Chris said, we're back with Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 191. Oh yeah, Sakurajima Colony, part 1. I guess that's the colony that Makima and
Maki and Noritoshi.
Did I say Makima?
You did say Makima. Yeah.
Wow, derp. Yeah, derp. Maki and Bow and Arrow Boy.
Noritoshi.
Noritoshi, okay.
You and characters with bows and arrows.
Who else does that in this series?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so we pull up to the Kamo main house in Kyoto, and I guess the Kamo main house is, what's his name again?
Noritoshi's family.
Noritoshi Kamo, yes, that's his house. All right. So he asks if anyone's home, and then he runs into Shino, this old weird-looking guy, and then he asks. Sorry, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish that you had gone over this first part, Chris. I'm gonna just read it as I go.
I can.
There's a lot of talking, and I really didn't get it.
I can explain this part, if it helps.
Okay, why don't you take this, and then as soon as this wraps up, I'll finish up the last few pages.
Got it. Okay, so Noritoshi arrives at the Kamo house. For those who don't know, Kamo is one of the big families of the Jujutsu Kaisen world. It's the Noritoshi, Zenin, Gojo. There are these big families that are representative of the Jujutsu world. Kind of like the Uchihas, the Hyugas. Yeah, you know, you get it. There's noble families out there, with Kekkei Genkai.
Kekkei Genkai. Yes, sir.
So, you know, and Kamo is one of them. Noritoshi goes to his house. And Noritoshi is a descendant of, I believe, one of Kenjaku's previous hosts. So Kenjaku was technically a Kamo at some point in time. So it's good to keep that in mind for what happens next. He comes across the scariest old man on the planet. He's just like, boy, how did you get in here?
Right.
No, damn that Kurokichi. Ever since he became one of the captain of the guards, the barrier may as well be a sieve. And he's like, that's not the captain right now. And he's like,
what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah. He said, have you forgotten the next head of the family? He's like, you can't deceive me. I may be old, but I haven't forgotten. Although you do sort of resemble Master Noritoshi, though. And he's like, I am no. Oh shit. Because
what?
Okay, so Noritoshi, he's kind of like a junior of a sense, because there was a Kamo ancestor that was named Noritoshi back in the day.
Right.
Kenjaku took over that body at some point. He was in Noritoshi's body, like Noritoshi Senior's body, at some point in history.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that from way back in Shibuya, where we got a little glimpse into Kenjaku's life. Noritoshi is the name I remember. So, yeah. So, Geto, he runs to the back and he sees Geto just chilling. Fucking vibing.
Hanging out on their equivalent of a throne, I guess. Let me stop.
Yeah.
On the Master Futon.
Yeah, on the Master Futon. And he's just sitting there. He's like, I'm sorry about
By
that.
a lamplight.
Shino is adrift in the world of 150 years ago, so don't worry about it. Anyway, you're late. But, you know, I know how the subway system goes. Geto understands the troubles of the MTA, it seems. But yeah, he explains in so many words that Noritoshi apparently came to run over here and try to appeal to the elders, the conservative faction that is his family of the Jujutsu government, for lack of a better term. There is this shady group of elder individuals that Okotsu answers to, Gojo answers to, all these guys. Kamo is one of the heads of these, one of the elders here. And they represent this like conservative faction of Jujutsu world, which hasn't been spoken on a lot because like the last time Gojo really has an axe to grind with them because they do things in an old and archaic way and they're not very nice people. So, you know, they're the ones who called for Itadori's execution and whatnot, and also the execution of Geto himself. Geto realizes that, Kenjaku rather, recognizes that, I guess your plan was come here to plead with them about this whole ordeal with getting Gojo out, because technically they would be in trouble because Gojo has been excommunicated from the Jujutsu world, and unsealing him would technically count as a crime. So
I can't believe they passed that law before. That was so like salt lords. Like niggas was so mad.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's not good that Gojo sealed him, but I mean, if he seals, we'll take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Keep him sealed, so we don't have to worry about his annoying ass. That is shiesty as fuck. They'd rather their rule be unchallenged than keep the world safe.
Yep. Basically.
That sounds very familiar. Anyway.
So basically, that's what he was doing. He was just trying to like see if he can like talk to the elders to get them to chill the fuck out. And Geto was one step ahead. So he basically came in and he killed a bunch of the Kamo heads and became head of the Kamo household himself, and thus placing himself firmly in the position of power of one of the elders of the Jujutsu world with voting power and all that shit.
Because they have to respect it because he smoked a whole crib.
I suppose. I'll tell
and
you
the
what.
Zenin too. Now Maki's the elder of the Zenin clan, right?
Yes. Well, Megumi was technically the next head.
Oh.
So Megumi would be the next head now. Seeing as how literally everyone else is dead. So
yeah, even the elders, right? Even like the old people.
Yeah, Maki killed everyone except for Megumi. She and Megumi seem to be the only living members of the Zenin clan left for
she
now.
has no beef.
No,
with Megumi, right?
No, they're buds. They're pals.
They're cool. They're chill.
Technically, Megumi wasn't really raised with the Zenin. He even took his mom's name. Like so.
That saved him.
Did it really did? Megumi was this close to getting like offed by Maki. It was just one errant decision.
And one psychopathic father.
Yeah. That being said, okay, so I guess, he takes over the Kamo clan, and for whatever reason, the world honors that. Like the faction, the weird elder people honor that.
For some reason.
I guess that even this is better than Gojo getting out. In the eyes of the conservative faction of the elders. If somebody could explain that a little better to me, because I'm a little confused about that myself, but that's as best as I understand it personally. But, Noritoshi is like, oh, and actually Kenjaku's just like, you have no place here, so we'll never meet again. Noritoshi gets ready to scrap, and he's like, oh, no, I didn't mean like, I'm not going to kill you. So because
right, that was so funny. He's like,
no, get out of here,
bro. Whatever, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess up this nice room. You don't see how fly this futon is, and this lamp,
this master futon of mine,
decorations.
So
yeah, I had somebody in here fix this shit up, bro.
Yeah, so buzz off.
Yeah, peace. You know you don't want problems. Bye bye.
And I guess he leaves, and now this
go
is
ahead to your plans and schemes.
Yeah. And I guess this is where I hand off to Josh, because now we cut back to the present. Big worm thing coming from the sky.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's ironic how I'm taking up the reins of this pod right now to explain the rest of this chapter, but you also have this big, ugly motherfucking worm entering the scene as well, as Maki and
Noritoshi.
Look like, wow, what's that?
That's a big
They're
fucking
not even
bug.
sure if it's a cursed spirit. Like Noritoshi asks if that's a cursed spirit.
He says, that's a cursed spirit, right?
Right. And Maki responds, if that's human, then Panda's human too. Which means, yeah, it's definitely a monster.
Yeah.
A relative, I see, as Maki thinks to herself. Anyway, she says, I can understand Noritoshi's confusion. It's a cursed spirit, but I've got a weird feeling. Red flag. Number 1. Okay, so, the caterpillar's in the sky just wreathing and, shaking its body. I don't know. He's just making sounds. It's very gross and nasty. It starts saying, ma, mama, and, Maki? Maybe Maki? Because he jets down in such an incredible speed. I wasn't ready for this big, huge worm thing to be moving this fast.
Running around at the speed of sound.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Well, you're going to understand why Chris is saying this in a second. Unless you already read the chapter, right? Worm pulls up and creates this huge fucking explosion because of the impact of how fast it ran into Maki, and takes her ass for a ride. Probably to the next town or something. Noritoshi says he didn't even see it. I believe him. I'm not saying that his job is over for the rest of this arc. I'm just saying that he's going to have a very niche job in this fight. We'll put it that way. Anyway, so we're back to Maki, and the caterpillar is just grinding its front section up against Maki to pin her against the wall, and she tries to punch it in its nasty head, and it's weird. Like she kind of hits like an after image, and I'm thinking like, wow, this nigga's mad fast. Like, why? Why? He's just moving so fast. Why'd you do this? Is this something? Just like a Japanese folklore that I don't know about? I'm about to figure this out. And yeah, Maki gets like hit again. Like after she hits an after image, she gets countered and gets hit, but she's good because nothing matters to her. I guess really, right?
Yeah.
She says that it's fast, but she senses something more, and I don't know what it is. Like, what is it? What's with this worm, man? Like, I need to find out. But right, so after it misses another punch, it misses its swing with its nasty hands, and then kind of bumps Maki with like the rest of its worm body and pins her up again for the second time, and then like out of one of the holes in his head, these little fucking insects start coming out, and the fucking and a mouth, and it's like, ma, hello, Maki, and it's the fucking Zenin brother from earlier that fought against Okotsu and Bloodman and Itadori.
Naoya,
yeah,
Zenin.
Naoya Zenin.
Yeah.
And he says, I came to this side too. Does that mean the side of...
Yeah, he's a cursed spirit right now.
Yeah. He is so mad.
Yeah.
He is so tight. Imagine he has all of the Zenin people in his body, and Maki is like, I have to kill y'all again. And
That's
Mr. Noritoshi's going to assist in becoming an accomplice.
No, definitely. I mean, like...
He's going to implicate him in the murders.
Anyway.
Yeah, what a chapter. What a chapter. Thanks for breaking down that explanation, because I'm not going to lie, I read it twice and had no idea what was going on.
It took me a couple times to read as well.
For what it's worth, I was very exhausted when I read these chapters. So.
Yeah. Should I start off with my thoughts?
You should start off with your thoughts.
All right. I really enjoyed this chapter. Although the beginning part did take me a little bit to really figure out, just because like there's certain facets of the Jujutsu Kaisen world that I just like am spotty memory wise on. I do plan on reading it over just to refresh my memory, but for now it was a little overwhelming for me. I had to really like kind of think about it for a minute and put the pieces together, but. Yeah, I thought this chapter was great, especially like the latter half. I didn't know at all what this worm thing was going to be. I'm so glad I wasn't spoiled. It is harder and harder for me to avoid spoilers these days. And I'm glad that this didn't really get ruined for me. So that was cool. Naoya coming back as a cursed spirit was great. Really, really cool twist. It feels like soon, a little too soon almost, but who am I?
Right.
Who am I to question the wisdom of Gege Al?
I mean, he also came and went pretty soon too.
That's true.
For what it's worth.
A lot of people have theorized that the other members of the Zenin clan have become cursed spirits as well. We don't know yet, but I wouldn't put it past them.
Right, they're all horrible people.
Yeah, I mean, if you die a certain way, like it's very hard to die in this world and not come back as a cursed spirit, especially if you were killed. So,
right, how many people are just like okay with their death?
Yeah, so
I'd imagine a very small percentage.
Yeah, no, you have to put effort into dying not salty in order to. That's what Nanami did when he passed. He had to make a conscious effort to not come back as a cursed spirit.
Right, because that shit would have been crazy.
Yeah, Nanami as a cursed spirit would be pretty wild, and tragic.
Did he have to be content with his death, essentially.
Not necessarily content, but you can't have negative feelings. You can't be like spiteful when you die or regretful or some kind of way. You have to kind of like leave this earth in a relatively positive manner. I don't think you got to be jumping for joy You just gotta be like.
What if Itadori saved him from becoming a cursed spirit?
Well, technically he did because
seeing it.
his last words were basically like two like words of affirmation or positivity to Itadori. So technically, that did work out that way.
Yeah, I think if Itadori wasn't there, maybe it goes different. Maybe because
Yeah.
Would have been just a tad bit more salty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it is very difficult. I think like when you die in this world, you don't like 9 times out of 10 you become a cursed spirit. I would imagine that Principal Masamichi doesn't come back as one because the last thing he saw was Panda. So that's probably something that saves him. But, you know, that's basically the gist of how that works, I guess. But it was cool to see Naoya because, you know, he was salty as fuck when he died. So.
I'm tight.
Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
Couldn't believe it at all. But in any case, I really enjoyed this chapter. This was my really good chapter of the week.
Same here.
Yeah. Josh, what was yours? Did you have one this week? It's not this one, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is me and Brian's.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
It was just really cool. I appreciated it. I'm like so excited to see Maki fight, kill this guy a second time.
Oh yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I'm very cool with it.
I'm all good with it. I just want Maki to stomp this fucking caterpillar, but you know that he's gonna have like a butterfly form or something.
Or something, right?
Something like that. He's not gonna be a worm. He's not gonna be a caterpillar the whole time.
He's gonna turn into a chrysalis.
A chrysalis.
Chrysalis.
A very, very salty chrysalis.
Maki, goddammit! Turn it to this fucking cocoon. Watch how fucking beautiful I look later.
I'm gonna be such an angry metapod. But yeah, Brian, what did you think about this chapter?
I did really like this chapter because of the whole, you know, lore dump kind of thing. We get to see Geto again, which is always interesting because we still don't know all that much about him. It's nice to see Maki back in action again too, you know, after that whole massacre. But what really got me was this guy coming back, the fucking speedster dude.
Naoya?
Yeah, part of me is a little disappointed that he turned out to be this bug looking thing because I really liked his like character design like as a human. But I like you just put the idea in my head that he could just evolve and come out of a cocoon as a butterfly and shit, which would be interesting. But yeah, it's just classic Jujutsu Kaisen, man. Like I don't know. Like, what's the streak now? Like, how long has this good chapter streak been going for Jujutsu Kaisen? Honestly,
Ever since the culling game. Ever since the culling game started, really. At least for me,
was there
anyway.
a bad chapter before the culling game?
I don't think there were ever any bad chapters. It was just, you know, regular build-up chapters, like getting stuff in order. But you know, I don't think I can't recall when Chainsaw Man was ever bad. So.
You mean Jujutsu Kaisen?
Oh, sorry, Jujutsu Kaisen. Sorry.
But yeah,
brain fart.
The action is pretty good. The setup for the next chapter is gonna be good. You know, classic Jujutsu Kaisen at its base, it's always an interesting, like a fun chapter to read. So,
yeah,
looking forward to the next one.
For the record, I didn't enjoy the lore dump. It took me a while to understand it. I thought it was cool, but I was just like, "What's happening now? What is he talking about?"
You said what now?
Right. I was like, "Damn, huh?"
I feel like I like this in my base, in my core. I don't know what they're talking about. But
no, I was really thrown off by the fact that he's the head of the clan, and everyone's just like, "Oh, we got to respect it." Like,
all right.
Well, I thought the whole point was for you to like. Well, he does want a Jujutsu society. So I guess he still wants those things intact, like certain systems, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah. He just wants to be in charge and have everyone be strong. Whatever,
dude.
He got. Oh, Kashimo can't wait to see him.
No,
he wants to fight Sukuna.
Yes, this is
Never
true.
mind.
Do you have any closing thoughts, Josh?
Oh, not really. I mean, no, I don't have any additional thoughts, to be honest. I'm very hyped for this chapter. You know it's on break next week, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
really?
Yeah,
Fuck, I
it
didn't
is.
know that.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the X for that box right now, actually.
Yeah, it's been subbing out. All these series have been subbing in and out of each other, like tapping in. You know, One Piece is
I
back
just
next
want
week.
them all back. I just
Jujutsu
want them all
Kaisen.
back for 1 week. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe in 2 weeks, nothing will be on break. You know, that's the hope anyway. But
Yeah, One Piece will be back.
Yeah.
Too.
All right. Well, with that being said, I don't really have much else to say about Jujutsu Kaisen. I enjoyed it pretty thoroughly. Lots of fun. So with that being said, let's move onward. Undead Unluck. This is Undead
All
Unluck,
right.
chapter 119, If I Can't Overcome Him. Last we left off, Tatiana nearly died because she was just getting, like, Unruin was just, like, suffocating her in her weird Tatiana shell. So, you know, it wasn't looking good. But that's when Billy came in and claimed that he was going to treat Unruin to an experience of unspeakable humiliation.
He's going to beat him up real good.
Yeah, real bad. So, yeah, this is a big Billy fights chapter. So, you know, they talk some trash for a minute, you know? And he's like, then why did you form under? Why did you even betray? If you're going to help them at the end of the day, why did you even form under? You should have just kept fighting alongside him.
You know, before you even move further, I'm going to let you go further. I'm going to actually save my thoughts for the end.
Yeah. Because I think I understand the gist of what you're about to say, and I feel like I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So yeah, Billy acknowledges, like, yeah, I guess I am a damn fool. And they start fighting. Blam, blam, blam. He starts using, so for those who don't know, Billy's ability, we don't know the name of it yet. Officially, it has not been announced, but he has the ability to copy other people's negations and use them. So he uses Unchange, and he can only use 6 at a time. So I think like he has to sub one out in order to replace it with another and whatnot. It's very much goes along with his revolver motif. But in the heat of battle, Billy immediately gets his arm ripped off. And he realizes that, like, everybody's realizing that he can't heal, because usually he would have Andy's abilities at this point, the undead ability, so he would be able to heal this arm, but he cannot at this moment. And everybody's like, "Why aren't you healing?" And he's like, I can't use them. So in that moment, he reaches out to Top, and he tells Top that he's the one who let Ruin kill Fuko, and in that moment, he is able to access the unstoppable negation that belongs to Top. Unruin goes for another blood blast thing. Then he reaches out to Jakara and tells him that he killed Tatiana, even though, you know, she's alive. But after that, he is now able to use Jakara's negation, which is Unmove, and freeze Unruin in the air. And he explains that his negation ability is he can copy people's abilities, but only if they see him as a threat, which is why he's never been able to use Tatiana's ability, and why he can't currently use Fuko's or Andy's abilities. Well, he's never been able to use Fuko's abilities because she's never seen him as a threat. So
yeah,
and that's why he had
even when he turned it into a bad guy, she still believed in him.
Yeah,
like that was true the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
She acknowledged that he was doing bad things, but she viewed him like she cared for him, which is why she was able to hit him with Unluck and stuff. This is a really good series. But keep going.
Yeah,
this is actually a very well series. Deeper than I may have thought, but whatever.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So basically, the way he explains is that the fairness of each user having one ability in combat is something that he negates by having multiple abilities. So that's what his copy really is. It's just literally I'm broken, and like I'm only broken because you have one ability, and my negation makes it seem like I can have several because that's unfair. So that as his ability is.
How meta is that? Like,
yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's meta.
I don't know if it's meta, but it's just deep.
It's deep. Yeah, it's like you have to think about it for a second. I don't think it's convoluted or nothing, though. You know, I think it's within the rules of this series. It makes a lot of sense, and it's actually kind of out of the box too, because it could have literally just been a copy move.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
Activated by people not liking him, and he made it. It was very deep. Like there's so much layers to his ability. Like it's not a matter of it just being broken. It's the conditions that lead to him having that, or how he even figured out. You know, there was some trauma behind that. Mm-hmm. Really, honestly, we didn't get to see what trauma led to him getting his unfair ability. But what he's about to talk about, this whole process of what we've seen in the past few arcs with him forming under, I'm kind of giving some of my thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to...
wait.
All right. Well, I'll hold on a moment.
He explains that basically the reason that he also betrayed them and formed under is because he realized that some of them shouldn't have to fight. So, you know, some of you are just trying to live your best life. And I figured if I can make everyone hate me, I'd be able to use all your abilities and do this whole thing by myself. So pretty cool.
He tried his best to break everyone's heart and look at him as, you know, as a bad guy, to make him stronger to take on the brunt of everything. That he's a fucking hero.
Yeah. And
martyrer.
Yeah, a martyr, I guess. And he said, in the end, I couldn't steal your ability or your sense of duty. The most important keys to slaying God. Because Fuko's been nothing but kind, and the thought of hating me has never even crossed her mind. And it's that kindness that saved Tatiana. So, you know, I wish I could switch places with you, but I can't. So I'm going to go all out to keep you and Fuko alive and well. So he said, a lot of people suffered so I could gain this ability, all for the sake of my ego. So if I couldn't face one pathetic idiot standing in your way and overcome him, that would be unfair. As he just blasts straight through Unruin, decapitates, well, half of his head is off entirely. And that's where the chapter ends. Big 2-page spread of Billy taking on Unruin. Josh, now what are your thoughts?
All right, first of all, RGC.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified.
He completely saved that whole situation with Billy. I still believe there was a lot of things rushed. I think there's a lot of external factors that led to the story being executed in the way it was. But man, did he tie together a knot really well. I mean, this is Oda-esque. I mean, in my opinion, the way he broke the ability down so well to how we completely understood, like, that's what led him to the actions. That's why he had to try to take Fuko and do all of that, because he could never copy her ability in the first place, and he had to betray everyone in order to get that strength. It's just, and I was saying before how, like, you know, even if we didn't get to see the trauma that lets him get his negation ability, this was an incredibly traumatic experience for him to have to turn into like this martyr and then fail, you know. So, and this isn't even really making up for it. He's just trying his best now, and you know it's not going to be enough, because Unruin is truly unfair. He is God, essentially. He is God. You can't do nothing to him. He's all powerful.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, I think he completely made the whole Billy situation make sense. There's no ambiguity here. Everything, I just think he tied it well. And for that, he deserved an RGC. Plus, it was emotional. I mean, he's telling him, like, yo, this is what like I value that. I value your kindness, and that is a trait necessary in order to succeed and do what needs to be done to save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Puts a smile on my face, bro. Warms my heart.
Yeah. And hey,
you have any thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I never didn't think that the Billy betrayal didn't make sense. I feel like Tozuka, who writes this series, has a lot of it planned out, and I've always like maintained that for whatever reason he's always had to like run through it. I think like he's always, for lack of a better word, been on the run of cancellation. I feel like that he's had to like sacrifice parts of his story to survive in Jump in general. And even still, he manages to be a really talented and really well thought out manga artist. This is something I believe he had something planned for Billy. This is something that he didn't pull out of his ass. He always wanted to do something with Billy. It makes sense. I love the explanation of Unfair and how it ties into why he betrayed him. A lot of the core tragedies within all these characters is directly tied to their abilities. So I really appreciate that consistency with it. I wish we had more time. That's the only thing I will say about the Billy twist, the betrayal thing, is that like we didn't really get time to grow with him and really get to know him before he betrayed everyone. So it hit a little more hollow than it would have at the time.
Yeah, it could have. I mean, even this moment. Sorry to cut into your thoughts, but like I agree, and I believe even this moment would have been far more potent if that was the case.
Yeah,
I do agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. But you can't go back and
it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and even so, like he communicated just enough. I feel that I was never like annoyed by it. I understood it. I feel like my out of context knowledge of how Jump works and how sometimes people have to like kill their darlings, so to speak, in order to stay ahead in the magazine. And I feel like Tozuka has had to do that a lot, unfortunately. And it's not his fault. It's just it is what it is. I think he's these last few chapters have just like proven how smart he is, and how even better this series could be if he had the time to flourish and just kind of like draw these things out in a real way. I feel like this chapter should have been like somewhere in the 150s instead of the 119, 110s, 120s. But I liked it a lot. Very close second place for me, honestly. Billy was just cool. I don't want to like.
He was pretty damn cool.
He was pretty damn cool. I recommend people pick up Undead Unluck. It is a very fun, unique, and very sad and pulling at your heartstrings type of series. I really enjoy it. And that's all I gotta say. This was a great chapter. I can't wait to see what happens next. Undead Unluck has never been on break, so I'm excited to see what comes out.
It's also gotten my RGC for the past 3 weeks, and it also got yours 2 weeks ago on the 4th.
Yeah, I give it sometimes. But yeah, that's all I got to say about it. Do you have any closing thoughts? Any rebuttals, Josh? All right. Well, I think that's it, right? We're not missing any series. It feels weird. Like swapping everything in and out has like made me all jumbled in my head, but I think we got everything.
Yeah, we always end with Undead Unluck, no matter what.
Yeah, but with that being said, that was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. I'm on TikTok now as well, at the Chris Espinal as well. Sometimes I post my stand-up clips there, so check us out there. You can follow Brian at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. You can also check out his Twitch stream at twitch.tv/itspunchline. Josh at jdcole_37 on Instagram, at nychillin on Twitter. Follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us for the really good chapter poll. I'm back doing it now. We got a lot of votes this time. Please keep it up. I would love to see more votes coming in for it. It would be cool to get some engagement. You can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about on the show. Email us there. Or you can comment on the video that you're watching, whether it's the full episode or the little highlight breakouts that we make for you. So check us out on there. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. These video versions take a little while to make. I would like some engagement. Give us a thumbs up if you like the show. Give us a comment, whatever you want. Please do so. It would be very nice. And if you prefer audio podcasts, we're on everywhere you listen to podcasts, even ones I've never personally heard of. But we're on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts. Check us out on any of those platforms or all of those platforms. Listen to the same episode 5 times over on 5 different platforms.
Yes, please.
But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys next week. One Piece will be back. Very excited about that. And yeah, stay safe, New Jump citizens.
The return of Gold Piece.
Gold Piece.